What a amazing way to start off an NBA Finals series between the Celtics and Warriors. Game 1 goes to the Celtics, Game 2 goes to the Warriors. And we'll break it all down for you. There's a few notable names that we do have to talk about. Let's start with the Celtics. Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Rob Williams. You see a lot of these names all the time, but we do have to mention it. Al Horford had 26 points in Game 1. He hit 6 of 8 threes. He's the second oldest player to hit 6 threes in a finals to Ray Allen. Ray Allen's the only one. Horford, as a lot of people have said, no one predicted he would be this good at his age. He's just turned 36. Actually, the game after Game 1, the next day he turned 36. That's how crazy this was. Tatum and Brown had a great Game 1. He did 24 points. In Game 2, he had a great game as well. Tatum had a bad Game 1, a good Game 2. In terms of points, assists, he was great in Game 1. He had 13 assists, which was a career high and a finals high. Rob Williams, you can just see what he does on the court. It's so special. He helps the Celtics out so much. And then for the Warriors, the notable names: Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole. Steph Curry in the first game had 21 points in the first quarter. He had made 6 3-point shots in the first quarter. He actually beat Michael Jordan in that. Draymond Green, he's so effective. He's the heartbeat of the Warriors. Klay, we will talk about Klay in a minute, but Jordan Poole was a lot more aggressive in Game 2 than he was in Game 1. But Klay Thompson has not been good. To which Stephen A. Smith has said, I've put an APB out on Klay Thompson because where is he? He's not playing good. To which I say, well, it depends on what you classify as playing good. Assist-wise or points-wise. If you're talking points-wise, you're right. He isn't playing good. But in terms of he's so valuable on the court. But I want to tell you the real difference of Game 1 and Game 2. Game 1, the officiating was really well matched. The officiating was a little more in Boston's favor because they allowed Boston to play a little more physical. Where in Game 2, that was not the case. In Game 2, within the first quarter, Tatum had 2 fouls, Brown had 2 fouls, Horford had 2 fouls, Grant Williams had 2 fouls. Within the first quarter, 4 players for the Celtics had 2 fouls. Because it always seemed like, for whatever reason, the Warriors would go down the court, get fouled. But when Boston would go down the court and go for a physical play, they were not getting these fouls that they normally get. There was one foul, and we gotta talk about this. Draymond Green. I don't have a problem with players trash talking. No problem with it. Actually encourage it. You're up 25. Or almost 30 points. Why are you still trash talking? Why? You're gonna win the game. You're gonna win the game. The Warriors were winning by 25 at this point, I think, and Steve Kerr took a timeout and put all his starters in. When, in the fourth quarter, where Boston had their bench in, they were not going to play Tatum and Brown or Horford. They weren't going to do that. But everyone besides Steph was in the game. They were playing. And I understand they're just trying to get Klay in the rhythm. I get that. but I don't understand why Draymond Green was still in the game. But I need to talk about this. Let's do it this way. There were a couple fouls that I just don't agree with. Draymond Green, this brings into the trash talk, completely, there was a play where I get it, Draymond's trying to go for a pick and roll, or try to get Grant Williams out of the middle. And just completely turns into an NFL linebacker and tackles Grant Williams. Grant Williams is looking this way. Draymond Green is behind him and locks him up and is pulling him to the ground, and they call the foul on Grant Williams. To which Jeff Van Gundy, who's done this a long time, who's been a coach a long time, said, "What the heck? What is Grant Williams supposed to do? He's in guarding position, and Draymond Green just runs through him." And then Draymond's talking and kind of hitting Grant Williams, so they call a technical on him. And he's mad they call a technical. And then on a play where Jaylen Brown's going to shoot a three, he goes into Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown gets the foul, to which Draymond puts his leg over Jaylen Brown's face. Brown doesn't like it, so he's kind of trying to get him off. Green's pushing back at him. I'm not saying that should have been a technical, but I'm just saying he toes the line so much. To which CJ McCollum, who was on First Take this morning, said he's got to stop that. I understand that's how he plays, but he's got to stop it, because it's getting to the point of you're going to get an official who doesn't get that, and it's just going to tee you up again and send you out within the first quarter. I'm not saying it deserves to be a technical. All I'm saying is he's got to cool it. When Boston won, they won by 12. When the Warriors won, they won by 24. This series will be a game of who matches up better and who makes these better adjustments in the coming games. I think this series can go about 7. I'm predicting it's going 7. We'll see what happens in Game 3 Wednesday night in Boston.